you've been into life coaching and celebrity coaching. So was that always something that you wanted to do and pursue as a profession?
So this is something when I usually have this one single and simple answer for this, that my profession chose me. I didn't choose my profession. You know,
Okay.
my profession landed up choosing me in a way where I just never said no to opportunities. I knew that I was going to do something with my life. Of course, when you're younger, you don't know what you're going to do with your life, but you want to do something. So I did land up studying in India. I studied in Australia, and every place I got opportunities. I got great bosses. I worked in some great places, and every opportunity just was a stepping stone towards going from training to facilitating to getting into the training faculty aspect of things, and there was growth. Slowly I knew that this is what I want to do with my life, and I worked with a very nice consultancy, wonderful boss in India, and before that in Australia. Both of them invested in me in terms of, I didn't know what a train the trainer program was, Neha. I had no clue. And I think back about 15 years, 10 years ago, about over a decade ago in India, we didn't have that much knowledge of training, learning, development. Coaching, definitely not. Coaching was not even on, the platform really. Therapy was never talked about. So those things came in much later, probably last 3, 5 years, people have heard of these things. But when I started off, I was young. I started my business when I was 24. I had already, started my business in terms of trainings and the corporate training aspect. And then I became a self-learned coach. I started uh, doing a lot of, courses on my own. I also did a course about 2 years ago with John Matone, who was the coach to Steve Jobs in leadership. So he taught me. I've done a couple of other things, and now I've got a couple of awards as well. Iconic woman. 2020 has been an award receiving year for me. I've got a couple of those in mental health, other things. And when I look back at the journey, I realized, Neha, that it was my profession which chose me. All I did not say no to opportunities. That's it. And I was willing to fail. And I was willing to fail. That if it doesn't work out, it's okay. If it works out, well enough. But you don't give up. You're ready to fail, and you don't say no to opportunities. There's an age for that. There's an age for that. I think in your early 20s, or when you've gotten out of college and you start off, people have become a little, um, what can I say, a little impatient, a little entitled in terms of, I need to get a job and the job has to pay me so much. Otherwise, it's not worth my time, which is great. I understand smart work, but there's a time in your life when you have to prove yourself to yourself. There's a time when you have to work hard over working smart. You choose experience over money. You choose mentors over
Right.
just making up the time. You choose to be coached and to be mentored by people who have experience in their, you know, areas. You kind of hone your skill first, and then there's enough demand for you. You charge what you want, you make what you want, you do what you want, and you work smart. But there's a time for everything. And I think what I did right with my time was I landed up doing all the things that were required of me at a certain age, and no regrets with that. I can't imagine myself doing anything else with my life anymore. Yeah. My childhood dream, though, was to be a pilot. Now, apart from that, I can't imagine myself doing anything apart from coaching and talking to people.
That's nice. And it must be feeling really good that you're helping someone, to develop their skills and you're helping someone to grow in life. So I'm sure that is a great feeling.
Yes, you know what's more important, Neha, is helping people who want to help themselves. You cannot help someone who's not willing to take the help or does not want the help. You can only help those who really want to make change. And when you see those numbers increasing, you feel that you're on the right path, and you become a secret keeper. You become somebody who's responsible for a lot of choices and directions and decisions people are making in their lives. So you at all times have to be very present, very alert, and that's a good thing, because the profession just allows you to also condition your mind and teaches you so much that your life also smoothens out the way you deal with your own personal areas and things that you do. Because I'm also an emotional intelligence practitioner. So, emotional intelligence is something that I truly believe works wonders in all walks of life, all age groups, all professions, and all relationships. Just amazing. Emotional intelligence really works wonders. So, yes, it's wonderful to help people. It's more wonderful when you see those people helping themselves, doing well, and excelling in whatever they thought they were failing at. Just because the definition of failure changed, right? So, yes, I quite enjoy it.
Awesome. And do you think these courses are also like emotional intelligence, and these courses are also beneficial for your personal growth, and you shouldn't pursue them only if you want to do it professionally? It can also be done for yourself. Do you think that is also something which we should do?
Absolutely, absolutely. Why not? Anyone can do something that is going to help them develop their skills or develop their understanding of themselves. And emotional intelligence, I would definitely recommend that everybody out there at least does something or reads about it. Because you see, what happens is if I ask you how emotional you are on a scale of 1 to 10, you might be able to give me an answer. You don't have to because this goes public. We don't have to get into that. But you can tell me between 1 to 10 how emotional you are. If I ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, Neha, how intelligent you are, you will have an answer for that too. But if I ask you, Neha, on a scale of 1 to 10, how emotionally intelligent you are,
Right.
what is it going to be? You're going to be like, what is that first and foremost? How do I understand it? How do I um, give myself a rating if I don't understand the word? And that's the beauty. If you actually understand the meaning, it goes on to make you realize how we see our lives so differently, our perspective of even words. Since we've been talking about failure, that's how I changed my thought about failure. I failed a lot of times in life for a lot of reasons. So, although I never said no to opportunity, does not mean every opportunity didn't say no to me. Sometimes you've got like something coming in halfway and leaving, and that's okay. You learn and you grow. That's what you do. So, emotional intelligence helps you to identify and respond accordingly.
Mm. Right. So it kind of shapes our response towards situations and like helps
That's
us to deal with it in a better way.
yes, 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 yes. You could say that.
So, Zarina, so to end with, I want you to tell our viewers, three of your top tips, uh, for dealing with failure. Like we talked about it a lot today, but three action points which you would like to give our viewers.
Okay. Do not run the rat race because you're not a rat and there is no race. You are on a journey and a path of your own. You focus on that path. The second thing is learn to believe in your own principles and your own values, not on the principles and values that people around you have created over the years. When you believe in your own principles and values, you might realize that you're on the right path. And lastly, if you look at failure, change the way you look at this word. It is not defeat, but it is growth. If you look at it as growth, you will realize every time you fail, you imagine telling yourself that when I succeed, this is a story I'm going to talk about. When I succeed, this is a story I'm going to share with the world. When I am going to do something big with life, this is definitely something I'm going to let people know and let them know how well I overcame it. So that is what you tell yourself. And you will realize that it's it's life. You have to go through it, you have to grow through it, as they say. But more importantly, failure is beautiful. It's beautiful. Just fail often, fail again, and grow out of it. That's what you do.